What's up guys, it's Carlos from Your House Fitness, and today we're going to answer a common question we get. How many days should you train per week? So when it comes to how many days should you train per week, it's really not a straightforward question because there's many factors that come into play when deciding how many days you should train. Some of these factors include what are your fitness goals? What is your fitness experience? What is your current fitness level and what is your lifestyle like? All these factors can play a role into how many days you're able to train. So there's not one size fit all when it comes to this. But in general, most fitness programs will give you some recommendation on how many times you should train. And there are some rough guidelines that we can follow. So to start off, for a beginner, the beginner can typically train 1 to 3 times per week. Usually a beginner will be doing a full body program where they're hitting upper, lower body, and core all within the given workout. Really focusing on their compound lifts and ensuring proper form throughout the workout. I really like that 2 times per week recommendation because it really gives them enough time to practice the movements and it gives your body enough stimulus without compromising your recovery. If you're a beginner, you don't want to start off too fast too soon. You want to start off with something that you can maintain for the long run and maybe add more days as your goals change and your fitness level improves. And on that lower end, that 1 day per week can just be starting off the habit. So getting used to going to the gym, fitting it into your schedule. 1 day is definitely better than no days. So starting off what fits right for you. Now for general fitness and for more intermediate people, the training can be closer to 2 to 4 times per week. This can be a great target and just gives you more time in the gym, so you have more options. You can do a training split like an upper lower body split or a push-pull leg split. You can have accessory movements. Being able to train 3 to 4 times a week especially gives you a lot of options when coming to programming. Whereas 1 to 2 times per week, we'd probably stick to more full body. 3 to 4 times per week, you can start separating those muscle groups and making sure that we're targeting everything. But again, don't compromise your recovery. If you feel like you're always sore and you're not able to push as hard, you might be training too much. Now for athletes, people that are competing, they might be training even more. They might be training 4 to 6 times per week, sometimes even doing 2 workouts per day. Now again, these guys have their recovery dialed in, their nutrition dialed in, they're making sure they're not overtraining, which is really, really important when training that much. But just because the athletes do it doesn't mean you have to do it. Remember, it's all about quality of the workout over the quantity of the workout. If you're doing 6 times per week, but you're kind of just showing up to the gym, not really with a plan, your recovery is bad, your nutrition's bad, you're not going to see as much results as someone that goes hard those 2 days out of the week and has everything else dialed in. So I mentioned it before, but these are the things to consider when picking how many times per week you should be training. Number 1 is going to be the recovery. Ensuring you have enough time between your workouts to recover gives your muscles enough time to adapt and get ready for that next workout. Number 2 is going to be your lifestyle. Now, if you're not a professional athlete, it's going to be really hard to fit in 2 workouts per day. So to think that's the only way you get your goals, you're going to set yourself up for failure. The best workout plan is the one that you can actually stick to. So try to fit it into your schedule and work around your lifestyle. You do want to make exercising a priority, so I recommend you block out time for your workouts. But again, it really depends on your situation, and don't feel bad if you can't train like a professional athlete, like most of us can. So as long as you're using the time correctly in the gym and you're having quality workouts, that's all that matters. Another factor is your goals. Do you have a weight loss goal? Do you have a muscle building goal? Are you looking to compete? All these goals play a role in how many times you should be training. And it doesn't necessarily mean more is better. Another factor is intensity. So of course, the higher intensity, the harder it is to recover and the less workouts you're gonna be doing per week. The lighter intensity, it's gonna be a little bit easier to recover, and you might be able to get away with this doing it every day. So a lighter intensity exercise can be something as simple as walking. This is something I recommend to most of my clients do every day, trying to get your steps in. And a great range is anywhere between 8,000 to 10,000 steps per day. And this is something that you can typically recover from, and it doesn't impact your training in the gym as much as if you were to do a powerlifting workout. That's going to take a lot more recovery and a lot more demand from your body. So what can happen if you're training too much? Well, if you're training too much, you can actually see some decrease in performance. Your workouts become less effective, and you may even start losing strength. You also increase the risk of injuries. With your workouts being less effective, your form might start breaking down, you might not be as recovered, and you may get injured, which then takes you out of the gym completely, which is something we don't want. You might also start feeling some mood changes, you might feel very irritable, and it can also affect your sleep. Overtraining can also decrease your immune system. So just all in all, we don't want to overtrain too fast, too soon. Again, we want to stick to this program long term, so it's better to start off slow and then add the days as needed if you're finding that you're able to recover and handle it properly. So what would happen if you do train 2 times per day? Now you might see some accelerated progress, so it's not to say that this is completely impossible, and if you do, programming is going to be very, very important. So you might split your day off with some cardio in the morning and some weights in the evening. Just ensure that your nutrition is in check and your sleep is as well. It can work for some of you guys, but remember, we don't want to do it just because we want to see progress now. We want to start something that we can do for a long time and make lifelong habit changes. So I hope that answered some questions. I know it wasn't a straightforward answer. That's just kind of what it is with fitness. A lot of times it isn't going to be straightforward. A lot of times it depends on where you're at, which is a good thing. We don't want to just follow other people. We want to find what works best for us. But I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I'm Carlos from Your House Fitness, and I'll see you guys in that next video.